What's up everyone, and welcome back to Fiction Tea Review. So today we're going to talk about Game of Thrones Season 2. Is brought to you by my self-published book Reign. It is a psychological thriller about a group of young adults in a psych ward who get this new counselor that's trying to understand their mental illnesses and trying to understand them, but then the counselor shortly learns that these kids might not be crazy and that this place is actually making them crazy, all the while trying to figure out what's going on with him and his psychological demons and his problems. If you would like more information about this book, be sure to hit the link in the description box below. Game of Thrones Season 2, genre fantasy, drama, sci-fi. You can watch this on Hulu, YouTube, Amazon. Writers are Benioff, George R.R. Martin, and D.B. Weiss. So episode 1, we have Cersei being super upset because Tyrion is basically one hand of the king by his father, Tywin Lannister, and Cersei is pissed. And it's like, girl, sit down. No one cares. No one cares. She let this escalate to a far point. Like, it's her fault because she told Joffrey that he basically can do whatever he wants and make whatever is true, that he wants to be true as a king, even if it's not true. It's her fault for gassing him up like that and putting those thoughts into his head. And now look. Now look. Then we have Jon Snow with the Brothers of the Night's Watch, and they go meet this guy who is like, who has daughters because he married his daughters to have more daughters, and he basically is sacrificing these male babies and only keeping the daughters, and he's jealous of Jon Snow because we all know that Jon Snow is like super pretty and just the sweetest guy. So Stannis, of course, eventually learns the truth because remember that Ned Stark sent out, I believe, one of his men to go to Stannis in season 1 to tell Stannis before he was killed. Thank God. So Stannis knows the truth now. It's on. And the Starks catch a Lannister, and it is Jaime Lannister. And honestly, Robb should have killed Jaime when he had the chance. He should have let his dog kill him, but that would have escalated to probably Sansa being killed on the spot because of Jaime, and there being like even more intense war because Tywin would have been pissed. But so what? Like, I was heated after they killed Ned, okay? Heated. Once again, Catelyn warns Robb, and what does he do? He don't listen like he always don't listen, and man, that is going to be his demise. But Catelyn warns Robb and about Theon. Don't ever trust a Greyjoy. What does he do? He goes sends Theon out to his daddy. Joffrey ends up killing all the Baratheon bastard children. He actually sends his men because he's a coward. He sends his men to go kill these babies. And we find out that Gendry was actually one of the Baratheon bastards. Good thing he got away. And in pretty much, I believe, that episode. Episode 2, we have Littlefinger being the well-groomed pimp. Nothing more sneaky than someone who is well put together. They got secrets. Just know, everyone that you see who looks clean and well put together, they got secrets. And Littlefinger is one of those people, and he is sly. Then we get to one of my favorite scenes where Tyrion literally checks one of the guards that Joffrey sent to kill the babies, who like gave the order and who killed Ned Stark. And he, you know, he's basically asking him like, yeah, you did this because my brother sent you. The guy is like, you're questioning my loyalty or something along the lines of that. And you know, he's like, I would never not be distrusted or take orders or something he says, and Tyrion's just like, no, I'm basically saying that it never existed. The way Tyrion just be having comebacks, he just be playing people left and right, and he gets rid of this guy. He sends him to, I believe, some dungeon because basically Tyrion is like, well, if you betrayed Ned Stark, what would you do to me? Because you betrayed the last hand, so that means you're willing to do anything to me. And like, no, you can't be trusted. Bye-bye. Tyrion is a motherfucking boss. He cleaned that council out. Then we get to the end of the episode, and Theon ends up back at the Iron Islands, which it was very weird that when Theon met his sister and he didn't know it was his sister, that she was really going along so seriously with all this. Like, he was like touching her sexually in her areas that he should not have been touching her, and it was just like, you're letting it go this far? Like, But it also shows how disgusting Theon actually is, especially when it comes down to women. But that whole thing was just weird as hell. And yeah, we see Theon and we see how his dad treats him, and his dad treats him like utter crap. I mean, his dad gaslighted him the entire time that he was there. He never apologized for what happened to Theon, never took responsibility or accountability, and just pointed the finger at Theon, made him feel worse, and basically made him but basically pushed him to that edge of like, you rolling with us now or you rolling with the Starks? And Theon made a choice. Then episode 3, we get introduced to Bran of Tarth, better than half of the guys on here. I mean, she just killed it. She's awesome, and her skills are elite. And Theon is basically baptized and reborn, you know? What is dead may never die. And he rolls with his family. He says, F the Starks. He was about to write this letter to Robb, but then he burned it, and he said, you know, F them, roll with my family. Roll with my family now. Thus he goes on this new life awakening, if you will, where he betrays them. Then we have this conversation between Varys and Tyrion where they talk about power, and power resides only where people think it resides, basically. And that was very interesting because it gives off this people having more power than they think they have, but just allowing someone else to use it and abuse them, choosing to obey it just because they believe that these people are powerful. Episode 4, Arya is at Harrenhal. Progress of Arya Stark starts here. She's watching people get tortured, and it's like the intro to who Arya will become after this. Then we have Renly and Stannis literally wasting time arguing over the fact that this person wants to be king, that person wants to be king. They should have just put that to the side and fought this war because they could have won. But we gonna get to that. So yeah, they're basically arguing because Renly's like, I want to be king, people love me, nobody really likes Stannis. But at the same time, according to Ned Stark, Stannis was the right to be king. And even though Stannis might not have been likable, I think even though he was stupid listening to that red woman and all that stuff, but as a fighter, I feel like he wasn't a bad fighter or a bad leader. Especially when they just, like, he went straight full force war to King's Landing. Like, he was out for blood. Robb starts to fall for this girl more and more. Tyrion saves Sansa from Joffrey's torture. He is such a little, you know, what he did to those women, what he made them do to themselves. Like, I hate Joffrey, yo. I hate Joffrey, man. I can't wait to talk about his death, but at the same time, it just wasn't satisfying enough for me. Varys' people come back. Well, one of them comes back with good news, and Caitlyn, actually, Peter Baelish shows up to Caitlyn and she curses him out, but her acting skills in that scene, superb. And Arya Stark becomes Tywin Lannister's, like, cupbearer or something like that. The crazy thing is, I actually like Tywin Lannister. I like that he might not be the most likable person or the nicest, but he's a great leader, and I just love his, like, he's just straightforward, pretty much. This is what you get when you get Tywin Lannister. And he don't sugarcoat shit. He knows what he's doing. Then we have Tyrion back on his shit, using his power to put the fear of God into people. And by people, his cousin, who Cersei is also banging. She really keeps it in the family, huh? Wow. Tyrion shows in this episode that knowledge and cleverness is absolute power, which is so interesting because in season 1, Cersei said to Baelish, power is power, when she had all of her soldier people come up to Baelish and put the knife to him. Also, it's funny because look what being power did to King's Landing. And with the power being in her son's hands, her saying power is power, look what's happening with not having tactic, logic, putting knowledge, cleverness, putting things together just by, I mean, with Cersei, a lot of her stuff is off of emotion, and well, a lot of Cersei's son actions are off of emotion, and just wrong with that kid. But with that power, Joffrey killed babies, killed Ned Stark, started a war, didn't even fight in his own war that he started. So yeah, power is power when it's in the hands of idiots. Power is power, it's great, but when you don't have the knowledge or the tactics, in this case, Tyrion has the knowledge, and even Stannis, he has the knowledge and the tactics. That's why they were winning the war at first. Even with Tyrion, that's why they were able to start and push the men out there. Like, Joffrey just throws out orders because of his power, but he has no sense of direction, no understanding, no nothing, no strategy. It means nothing if you don't have those things, and it will get people killed, and it surely did. It all goes back to Varys and Tyrion's conversation about power holding weight because people believe in it. Episode 5, Renly gets killed by this shadowy figure, and Cersei is pissed at Tyrion because he sends her daughter away to Dawn. It's funny how Tyrion did that whole clever trick to actually figure out who said what, and it ended up being that shady ass old man. And yo, everybody in the council really is so actors and they're frauds. Oh my god, it's so funny because he was pretending to be like walking around like something was playing these games. Tyrion finds out and he sends him, I believe, to a dark place. And Cersei throws out this threat, and she's like, I hope that you fall in love with somebody, so when you least expect it, basically, I'm gonna take them from you. And whoo, man, that was a promise. Lastly, Bran has this dream, this vision, where he tells the lady that he tells the wildling lady that the water or the ocean or something took Winterfell, and that ends up being the Iron Islands, because what is dead may never die. Theon comes and takes over Winterfell and ultimately betrays them and even kills Podrick. Like, what the hell was Theon thinking? Like, he went to the dark side. Just disappointment in Theon. Just being that I know what happened, it's just like, I'm not that upset about it because he got more than what he deserved. But still, he killed Roderick. Like, he definitely got everything that came to him because he took Roderick's life, like, for no reason. Just to prove something to people who did not care about him from the jump, and literally knocked him out and left. Like, poor Theon. Like, once you see his story and everything, you just feel sorry for him. It's just sad. It's just sad. Like, the only person I cared about him was Yara. Like, she said, come home, and he's like, no, I'm not coming home, staying here. Like, boy, you should have left when you had the chance. So, episode 6, Theon takes over Winterfell. Joffrey gets attacked. He gets a rock thrown at him. Tyrion basically tells him, like, you idiot, these people are starving. Why do you think they're attacking you? Because you treat them like crap. So, of course, they hate you. And then Hound ends up saving Sansa. And I feel like the Hound slowly started showing Sansa care. I feel like before this he did, like when Sansa was ready to push Joffrey off that ledge because he killed Ned Stark, the Hound came and saved her, and then ever since then he's just been looking out for the little bud. Then we have Jon Snow. He meets this wildling. He starts getting cozy with her after he captures her because it's freezing out. And it was so funny because they were laying down, and Jon Snow is like so cute and innocent, and she's like, did you try to pull a knife? Did you pull a knife on me in the night? Because he was like pressed up against her, and men of the Night's Watch are not allowed to lay with women. They swore an oath and all that stuff, so it was just funny. Then Bran and what's the little brother's name? The little brother, they escape, and it ends with someone stealing Daenerys' dragons. I'm pretty sure I'm getting the episodes mixed up at this point, but bear with me. Episode 7, which I think I got some information mixed up with previous old episodes, I don't know, but we're still in season 2. Theon is off the deep end. He's, like I said, he completely lost it. Robb has fallen so deeply in love with this woman that he forgot what he vowed to, what's that guy's name? It's slipping my tongue. I don't know, but his mom warns him too, yet again. And Jaime is released to be taken to King's Landing by Bran of Tarth. Episode 8, we see Sir Devos. We see his loyalty to Stannis. Like, he basically worships Stannis as if he's his god. Like, man, Sir Devos was probably one of the most loyal people on this show besides Ned Stark. Like, wow. Yeah. And Jon Snow. Like, the Starks are loyal as hell. to their family, like to their oaths, like to the squad and Sedevos. Yeah. And Stannis is on his way to whoop everybody, every Lannister in King's Landing, and they're charging. Tyrion basically is like, yeah, this is where he's gonna attack. He's gonna attack here at the Mud Gates. Like, what would we do without Tyrion? He's everything. Episode 9, Robb is pissed because his mom sent Jaime away, and he's just like, what are you doing? You're not king. Like, calm down, mom. She's like, you know, we need Arya and Sansa, like, now. Arya and her friends actually end up escaping because of the guy that she met, Haga Jaqen, and Stannis is ultimately winning the war. All the while Daenerys is like, I'm Queen Regent, like I'm the mother of the dragons. Let me let y'all know again who I am. Episode 10, Stannis actually loses war because Tywin Lannister shows up. They would have won. They would have won if Tywin didn't show up with the guy and his sister who Stannis was married with and had an affair with. And if, I mean not Stannis, Renly. And if Renly would have just joined Stannis, oh, they would have won this war hands down. Hands down. Hands down. And then Tyrion is almost killed because he was set up, I believe, by Cersei or by Joffrey. One of them set him up to get him killed. They slashed his face, he passed out. And even though he was the one that led everyone into battle, even though Joffrey abandoned all his men and dipped out, Tyrell and Marjorie end up being with the Lannisters. Marjorie is married to Joffrey now. Sansa thinks she's getting away, but Littlefinger is like, oh, you ain't getting away? He gonna torture you. He gonna torture you. And he comes up all, you know, all Littlefinger-ish. Just creepy. Just creepy. Sansa should have just left when she had the chance. When the Hound came to her and was like, I'm out, like, I'm gone. When the Hound came to her and was like, yo, F the king, I'm out of here. Like, this bull, he didn't fight in any fights. He literally left. All my men were killed. And there was just raging fire. And you know I'm not cool with fire. Oh, deuces. She should have left with him when she had the chance. Seriously. She should have just took off. It's a Bran and Jaime. And I love when she's like, I don't serve the king. I serve Catelyn Stark. Like, she just loyal. The loyalty. Yes. And then Robb ends up marrying that girl who I believe she's a nurse and does not listen. When his mom told him, Walder Frey, don't play. When you make arrangements with him, he like, no. Man, he gonna learn. Arya, after she's out, she's given a coin that if she wants to get in contact with the faceless man, give it to somebody and go to this place, and she will, I think it's the Bravos. And she's like, you know, I can't come right now because I gotta find my family, but I will, you know, if I need be. He gives her the coin. One thing that really made me sad was the death scene of the Maester. Oh my god, when they stabbed him, I was hurt. When he was up against that tree, I was like, why would they do this to him? Why would they do this to this elderly man, dog? But I was happy that he got to see Bran and Rickon, and they got to say goodbye to him, and that he got to see that they weren't dead. And he told them, you know, go to the wall. That's where Jon is. Like, he will protect you. And we love a Jon Snow. Beautiful. Hot. And he will protect you. And he brave. Jon don't give a... But anyway, Jon ends up killing the guy as a sacrifice because the wildlings would never accept him. As if it was him and both of the other guy that was on Night Watch, he does what he needs to do. The guy provokes him so that he can kill him, and ultimately he's rolling with the wildlings now. And Daenerys, her dragons, ends up saving her, and she's just like, I'm next. And the episode ends with the White Walkers coming, and Sam and the other guys run, but Sam doesn't make it, so he has to hide behind something. And the Ice King looks at Sam right in the eye and turns around and charge. And of course he doesn't kill Sam, because if you remember from season 1, episode 1, I believe, they don't never kill one of the people. They always want to leave someone alive so that they can run and go tell everyone else that, yeah, this is coming, it's on. Like, the Ice King wants people to know, like, I'm coming with my squad, and there's nothing you can do. Y'all are all going to die. But I want it to be known. That's boss level stuff. But anyway, yeah. So, great review, great show, love this season. On to the next. And if you guys like this video, be sure to give this a thumbs up. What was one of your favorite parts in season 2? What was one of your favorite episodes? Hit me up at fictiontreviews12@gmail.com to get attached to my email list. And
Bye.